Hello everybody, Flash Notion, the Ponyfight Talking Head, here with another reaction video. And today we are looking at episode 18 of season 7 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Daring Done. Oh, there was a big change in my voice right there. Okay, so I'm not quite as excited about this episode as I was about episode 17. But that's because it's very hard to be more excited about this one. But at the same time, the premise of this one is very cool. Daring Do is going to retire, or at least she's thinking about retiring. I don't know how it's going to end up, but I do know it's a Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash episode. I don't think it's a map episode. I probably would have heard something about that by now, if it was. I do know that this episode leaked early in some other country, but thankfully, I haven't seen that much of it. What I do know is that there's some kind of a Sphinx, I think, which, cool. We've seen a lot of cool stuff with Daring Do before, but Sphinx is not one of them. Though people might say, why not just go for Aoizodal again? I don't know. Yeah, so Daring Do retiring. What's that all about? My thoughts are this. Episode 14, Fame and Misfortune, a lot of people brought this up, but Rainbow Dash put in there that Daring Do is real. It was a big moment in Season 6, Episode 13, when Quibblepants found out that Daring Do was real. No one in Equestria, other than Rainbow Dash, really believed that Daring Do was real, well, and the other main six. Nobody really believed that she was real. They all thought she was just a character in the stories and even the main six only thought that until they actually saw her for real. But so yeah, publishing the Friendship Journal kind of outed her as that, or would have if ponies had actually, taken it at face value instead of trying to do the fandom thing. But it's possible that since then, doing what Daring Do does has gotten a bit more difficult for her. And so she's like, nah, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna retire. I've done my part. I've done everything that I can do. It's time for me to just relax for a while. It might be that she's looking for someone to take up her mantle, and that's why Rainbow is coming in on this. Or, the other thing that I've thought of is that, is it Daring Do that's retiring, or is it AK Yearling that's retiring? Because the things that I've seen have been kind of vague about that. See, because if Daring Do retires, that means nobody going after the artifacts, nobody stopping Cavaleron or Aoizodal. But if AK Yearling retires, that just means no more books. But it could mean that Daring Do still goes on her adventures, she's just a bit more secretive about it, which would give her an advantage in a way. So, I would not be opposed to that situation happening. I don't know. For all I know, this has absolutely nothing to do with the Friendship Journal being published. And it might just be that she's just had one adventure too many. But I don't know. I won't know until I watch it. So yeah, let's figure this out. Let's see if Daring Do actually does retire at the end of this. And we will start the episode in 3, 2, 1, play.
Morning, Pinkie Pie. Get your Ponyville Chronicle right here.
Hey, Featherweight Recolor. Bit.
I just love to read about happy happenings, and it's always good to be a pony in the know, you know? And there's so much to know.
Seems like a bunch of boring hooey to me.
Does new shrubbery in Castle Garden sound like boring hooey to you?
Snooze.
What about Parasite infestation in Philadelphia eradicated?
Well, that only took several seasons.
Another day, another Parasprite hype story.
Noodles named official food of Winneapolis. Author AK Yearling announces retirement. Cloudsdale election heating up for candidate in favor of cooling it down.
What? Oh, let me see that.
I never knew you were so into politics, Rainbow.
No.
This!
Yeah, that's...
Must be true.
Okay, so if
I've
it's...
never pick noodles as the official food of Winnieopolis either, but here we are.
No, Pinkie! I can't believe that the greatest author and secret pony adventurer of all time, A.K. Yearling, is retiring!
Okay, so yeah, based on that wording, I'm going with it's my second guess there, that A.K. Yearling herself is retiring from writing, but she's not retiring from being Daring Do. That's like, important. She'd probably be like, Rainbow, what the hell are you talking about? I've got artifacts to find. I've got to keep Cavaleron from... Unless she's caught Cavaleron and Aoizotl is finished off. If that's the case, then there's no more adventures for her to really have at this point. Unless a new antagonist appears, which could be the Sphinx. They're running all the freaking way there.
Hey, you sure she wants visitors?
Pinkie, the A.K. Yearling I know would never quit and retire.
Josh Haber was in on this.
Something could be really wrong, and we need to make sure she's okay.
Who actually wrote it, though?
Hey, you're not just trying to make sure she writes more Daring Do books.
Jillian M. Barrow.
Of course not. But that wouldn't hurt either. Now, come on.
So, Barrow, we know that she's written for the actual books before.
Maybe she went to the editor-in-chief of the Ponyville Chronicle to correct the misprint they made.
Nope, she's home.
How do you know?
Because she's right there, looking all sad and alone.
I knew it. Something is wrong. AK!
Now she's sighing with the weight of the world. Now she's hanging her head in utter despair. And now she's shaking her hoof and cursing the heavens like nothing could ever possibly be the same again. Why, oh, why did this happen to her?
What?
Whoops, never mind. That time she was just stretching.
AK! It's us! Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie! You're friends!
Come on in. Her house is a pigsty.
Oh no! Did somebody ransack your cottage again and steal some ancient mysterious relic that's the key to saving all of Equestria?
Ooh, Sparky.
Nothing's been stolen.
Then is some pony blackmailing you and forcing you to retire? 'Cause if they are...
No, nothing like that.
So you're
I
just
like her
quitting
voice.
and moving
Who
away
does her
from
voice?
time?
Because her voice is...
Do that!
I already explained everything to the Ponyville Chronicle.
Oh, really? Author A.K. Yearling announced yesterday that the next adventure novel in her popular series, Daring Do and the Curse of the Pharaoh's Tomb, will be her last. Yearling looks forward to her retirement. That doesn't explain anything. It just says you're giving up writing stories. But most ponies don't know that you actually are Daring Do, and that the stories are real. So what you're really saying is that you're giving up being Daring Do, but you're not saying why.
Of course, if you don't feel like talking about it, that's A-OK, AK. As your friends, we completely understand. Right, Rainbow Dash?
I like Pinkie being the voice of reason here.
Make sure you're all right.
But
That's really why we wanted to find out what's going on.
If you really want to know, my last quest took me to a village in southern Equestria, where I started seeing these.
Wake of Destruction, : Daring Do ruins entire village marketplace.
Dare or scare? Local rogue Daring Do involved in frightful fiasco.
Daring Do leads Bull into China shop during high-speed chase.
That's enough! Every pony I tried to help is mad at me.
That's not
oh my goodness, it's a freaking Sokovia Accords
They don't
bullcrap.
sell my books in southern Equestria.
It's the collateral damage to her adventures. They don't know the big threats that she's averted, and they do, and they don't care. They're just worried about their precious little lives being mildly inconvenienced.
different as AK Yearling.
So all we have to do is go down there and explain to these ponies that none of this stuff is true.
Easy peasy.
Except it is true.
But that's just the thing. It is true.
What?
I guess I've always been so focused on saving priceless relics and stopping the bad guys that I never really thought about the mess I leave behind.
Then you
Oh my
are
God.
in a pickle.
I can't help but find this entire thing funny because this is the plot of freaking Captain America Civil War and Batman v Superman and that kind of crap. And it's being applied to not only just ponies, but Daring freaking Do. And
Must be at least 100 that
I'm betting that all of those articles are being put together by her enemies, probably
Go
Cavaleron,
visit this village.
just to try and get her to...
Somnambula, and see for ourselves.
Those articles seem to make it pretty clear how the villagers feel.
But if we go there, the ponies can tell you in person just how much they appreciate you.
And what a heap of rotten apple cores these articles are.
You really think so?
Okay,
I know so.
no, but seriously, AK, Yearling, Daring Do, whatever, her voice is freaking adorable. Hey! I like this. Ooh. Oh!
This is so
Pyramid.
cool. It looks just like that village in your last book, where Daring Do recovers the doomed diadem from the Wild Bunch gang who chase after her through the desert.
It should. I based that entire chapter on my experiences here in Somnambula.
What happens? No, wait, don't tell me. I changed my mind, tell me!
Daring Do thwarts Awazodal's evil plot to separate the sister crown relics. And if it wasn't for her, the region would be cursed with eternal night, and the entire town of
Again?
Somnambula would have sunk into the ground.
Ah, puh. There's no chance that these ponies don't think you're a hero.
Watch this.
Unless they don't actually know what happened.
Hiya there, mister. I was hoping you could tell me about a pony named Daring Do. I hear she's an awesome adventure pony hero.
Daring Do? Oh, she's awesome, all right. Awesome at destroying ponies' apple carts and priceless sacred statues.
Oh.
Indeed. Daring Do is a menace who destroys...
Cavaleron, what the hell? How is that fooling anyone?
What? No! Daring Do is the
How is that fooling Rainbow, who's met him in person, and he's not even trying to disguise his accent? This is just... I'm sorry, but this is just hilarious to me. There is no tension here because I see right through this plot. This is just...
example. That was just
Oh my god.
2 angry ponies!
It doesn't matter.
Okay, Pinkie being innocently insensitive.
You two should just go home.
I like how that we never saw any repeats in that background as it went
I don't know.
around.
It really seemed like she doesn't want us cramping.
Also, I love the designs on these background ponies. They look Egyptian, they really do, but like
as her friend.
stereotypical Egyptian, so not probably real Egyptian.
Look, Pinkie.
How long is it going to take before they realize Cavaleron was...
In her adventures. Which means there must be ponies here who love Daring Do. Maybe they can help us.
My nose is telling me to help myself to muffins.
Aw.
Come on.
Well, she looks like she's annoyed.
Fancy. I got this. A good evening to you, madame. We are but weary travelers who humbly wish to inquire on the status of a certain mare of intrigue taking residence here.
What in southern Equestria are you on about?
The Daring Do stays here.
Not anymore, she doesn't.
Why not?
The last time I rented that rascal a room, she was in such a rush to hightail it out of here, she didn't even pay her bill. But after that, a band of ruffians showed up and destroyed half the rooms looking for her. Guess she made them even more mad than she made me.
No. You got it all wrong.
Huh, how do you figure?
Daring Do was trying to save every pony from the curse of the doomed diadem of Zilati. And she was only in a rush because she had to get the crown back to the tiara of Teotlale before the curse took effect. Chapter 17.
Sounds like a tall tale to me, and a hard one to believe now that I know Daring Do is a scoundrel and a thief. Every year, ponies come to offer precious glow pads to the Somnambula statue in the village in hopes for a good future. Why, that poor fella had his glow pads necklace stolen by Daring Do just yesterday.
That poor fella is Cavaleron.
There's AK!
Daring Do ruined our town and stole our precious Glopes. We need to make sure that if she turns up again, there will be consequences. Every pony
Oh
who's
my
with me
god, I can't take this seriously because it's so obvious that he's
Now
Cavaleron.
I'm getting blamed for things I didn't even do? Why would I steal from them?
They are super bad! But we're still staying the night, right? Because muffins.
Listen, AK.
I don't
after
think
a
they
good
were
night's
free,
sleep,
Pinkie.
We're gonna fix all of this. I promise.
Also, Pinkie with chubby cheeks is freaking adorable. So,
I shouldn't be here, Rainbow Dash. This is never gonna work.
if they don't recognize Cavaliron, they are not going to recognize you.
All I have to do is go up there and explain to every pony how wrong they all are.
Yeah, and then I'll
No,
what
Rainbow,
she
explaining
said.
why people are wrong
Easy
does not work.
peasy,
Okay,
cheesy.
they didn't learn anything from
Here
episode
it
14.
is, the remains of our somnambula statue. Now that Daring Do has destroyed it, tell me, where will we hang our glow pads?
We don't even have any glow pads because they were stolen by Daring Do.
Daring Do would never steal anything. And okay, she destroyed your statue, but it was because she was trying to save you all from Owie Zodal. Owie Zodal, he's about yay big, long neck, itty bitty face, weird claw thingy on his tail.
Oh, I know him. He's a baddie.
Wow.
Trust me, if Owie Zodal had gotten away with the Doom Diadem, your entire village...
Rainbow, you're practically staring up his hood. How do you not recognize him? You've been face to face. Oh, wow.
This was not some crummy old statue. It was the namesake of our town. If you want to understand us, you must first understand her.
Who?
Sonambula. Long ago, this village
Ooh,
fell prey to
cool.
an evil sphinx who demanded
Oh.
most of their crops. Like her fellow villagers, Sonambula didn't have much, but she used what she had to keep others from giving up hope. The son of the pharaoh, Prince Hizan, was so moved by her
Oh.
compassion that he decreed no pony would go
There's a
hungry
pharaoh, huh?
again.
Pharaoh.
But when Hizan stood up to the Sphinx, the beast captured him, telling the pharaoh the only way to get
Whoa.
Hizan back was to solve her riddle. No pony would volunteer to save the prince. No pony except Sonambula.
I noticed that all the important ones are Pegasi. I'm hoping... Like, I don't know.
Sphinx gave her the riddle. I shine brightest in the dark. I am there but cannot be seen. To have me costs you nothing. To be without me costs you everything. As Sonambula thought of the hardship she and her fellow villagers had experienced, she instantly knew the answer. Hope! She shouted. The Sphinx was so enraged, it seemed she might still refuse to release the prince. So Sonambula asked her for one more challenge. But if she accomplished it, the Sphinx would leave from the kingdom forever. The Sphinx quickly agreed,
Interesting.
asking only that Sonambula walk to the prince across a deep chasm, blindfolded. Further, the Sphinx had cast a powerful spell that prevented Sonambula from flying.
How can this... This is interesting.
But
How does the Sphinx
Sonambula
use magic?
never lost hope. She knew she'd need to make a leap of faith to save the prince.
Also,
Guided
yeah,
by the
totally
sound of the
Daring
prince's voice,
Do. Or, totally Indiana Jones
she
reference there.
easily made it
Third one
across.
had a leap of faith.
The pharaoh asked how Sonambula prevailed, and she explained that she had always hoped she could make things better for her people, and that hope had carried her through. The prince replaced the pearls Sonambula gave up with a string of glow pads, and around her neck they glowed bright enough to light the entire kingdom. Forever after, glow pads became our symbol of hope.
Wow, I had no idea how special the statue was to you. Somnambula sounds like a pretty cool pony. But I bet if she were here, she'd tell you how cool Daring Do is too. Because they both fought to protect this town.
If Sonambula were here today, she would condemn Daring Do for destroying our symbol of hope.
Seriously, rip off the freaking hood! How much time is left? Not too much. Only about 8 minutes total. Less. Okay, now that they're alone, she's gonna realize.
What did Daring Do ever do to you to deserve all this?
Only everything.
Dr. Caballeron?
Yes.
Okay.
Rainbow.
Why not?
When I saw you, her closest friend, I knew that Daring Do would not be far behind. I really do owe you for leading her right to me.
But I didn't mean to.
Thank you for helping me break Daring Do's spirit by destroying her reputation. But I can't have you running off and telling her my plan.
Come on, Rainbow, you're freaking... Oh! Blindfolded, wings tied.
Caballeron?
She's gonna be the new Somnambula.
He's got Rainbow Dash! Come on!
Seriously? You know what? No. Ponies are dumb sometimes. That's...
I'm coming!
Shouldn't have ate all those muffins.
Dash! Oh, I knew you'd come!
You did? I sure didn't. What if I cause more trouble?
You won't!
How do you know?
I just do! You wouldn't let anything happen to Rainbow Dash. You care too much.
You're right. Which
Aw.
way did they go?
Gee, where do you think they would go?
To the pyramid!
What's the only place around there that could hide them?
Down pony and it's pony. Pinkie Pie, Daring Do, is that you?
Don't worry, Rainbow! We'll save you!
Right. You're a Pegasus. Daring Do.
And the shame of losing your dear friend, Rainbow Dash to the slime will. Oh, and that ancient magic from the legend is real. There'll be no flying in the
Oh.
pyramid. Good luck, Daring Do.
Oh, so it's a magic on the chamber. Oh, okay, I like that.
We'll never get
That might be a common curse in temples and stuff like that, which she might have experience with. That would explain, like, back in Season 6, Episode 13. Well, I'll talk about it later.
There's no bridge here. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Rainbow Dash is our friend. Just like Somnambula. We need to make a leap of faith and hope that we can save her.
Pinkie!
What the hell? It's all special effects?
I knew we'd do it!
Thanks for reminding me to never give up hope, Pinkie.
And I'm kinda hoping you ponies will untie me before we all take a bath in bubbling green slime!
We're on it.
Now, how are you gonna get out of the...
Not so fast, Caballeron.
Yep.
You stole our glow pads!
I should have known you were just trying to sully my name so that you'd be free to steal whatever you wanted.
Of course that was the plan, Daring Do. At first, I just wanted the glow pass. But then, I saw an opportunity to write you out of the story for good! And with the destruction you leave in your wake...
What was I saying last episode about lost causes? This guy is...
You're
Card-carrying
wrong,
villain.
Caballeron. And I won't let you break my spirit again. Because I'm never gonna give up hope that I can protect ponies and ancient treasures from miscreants like you.
Remember, she ruined your statue! You're fools to believe in her!
Yeah, but at least she didn't take their symbol of hope.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, get your hands off her plot.
Thanks for helping me come to my
Or
senses.
hooves, I should say.
You're true friends.
Whatever.
Are you kidding? That was awesome!
We're just glad you're back to your old self again.
Me too. But I'm glad I realized that even if you're fighting for something good, you're still responsible for your actions.
And if something bad happens that you didn't
Okay,
intend,
saying the lesson again.
or lose faith in yourself.
Yeah,
Okay, this is one of Jillian Barrow's weaknesses.
That in your next book.
You know, I think I will.
Oh, delivery, courtesy of Princess Twilight. Or Daring Do, whatever. Nice. Okay, so decent episode, definitely not top tier, and I don't think it was as good as last week's, and I just missed seeing who Daring Do's voice actress was. Come on, let's try that again. Chiara Zani. I should know who that is, but I don't. Oh well. So not many voice performers like the regular voice actresses. Just Ashley and Andrea. Okay, so yeah, decent episode. Not the greatest. I saw what was going on pretty much as soon as the hooded pony appeared. I was like, wait a minute, that's Dr. Cavaleron. And even before that, the whole thing, obvious parallels to Marvel's Civil War and DC's, Batman v Superman controversy there. So yeah, like, it's the common superhero trope of they save the day, but inevitably there's a lot of destruction in their wake, and people are petty assholes sometimes, and they hold them all responsible. Now, granted, yeah, it would be upsetting if superheroes fighting, they came in and they destroyed your house, but at the same time, it's like they stopped you from dying. So, unless you're like a severely depressed or just like nigh suicidal person, them stopping you from dying is probably a good thing. It's like it was even in The Incredibles, way before the Marvel Cinematic Universe even existed, saving someone who didn't want to be saved there, and suing the superhero who saved you just because you were injured while they were doing it. It's like, screw you, people. Screw you. I mean, yeah, it's a very accurate take on the modern world, but at the same time, screw those people. Jeez. But yeah, I saw Cavaleron coming from a mile away, and the ending... I'll say this, the first half of the episode, as predictable as it all was, and as, like, I could not take it seriously for 1 second, it was better than the second half, because the second half just evolved into the usual Daring Do cheesiness. The first half actually was very serious in its subject matter, and handled it very well, I think. It was almost like, well, if I had to put it this way, if I had produced this episode, like if I were the one who had written it, if I were Jillian Barrow, I would look back and be like, okay, the first half is good. What the hell? Was I, like, in a rush to write the second half? Was I drunk? What? Were people, like, pressuring me? Was there massive executive meddling? What the hell went wrong there? Because the second half there was just ridiculous. The one thing that I did like was the fact that, like, I don't know if I misheard it when the story was being presented or whatever, but the Sphinx casted a spell on the chamber that kept Pegasi from flying. That's pretty cool, because that means that, like, if such a curse is common, it would fix a little bit of an error back in season 6, episode 13 there, when Twilight's reading the book. Daring Do was crossing the bridge, and pretty much everybody who watched that was like, Daring Do, you're a Pegasus, you have wings, why don't you fly? And now we have an answer. There might have been a curse in place that would have kept her from flying. Which, actually, looking back on it, that just makes it awesome. So, yeah, that's my headcanon now, from now on. Whenever there's a situation where, in one of these Daring Do things where a character can't fly, it's because there was a curse in place, or something like that. Doesn't excuse Daring Do's general stupidity, and the fact that none of them actually recognized Cavaleron for 3/4 of the freaking episode. Yeah, there was huge idiot plot moment there. Like, seriously, they grabbed that idiot ball and they just did not let it go. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Hang on, I gotta real quick here. I gotta Google Jillian Barrow and see. Like, I know she's only been writing for season 7. So, My Little Pony season 7 episodes. Okay, so we'll just look up this and we'll go to the Wikipedia thing here, which will tell us who each episode was written by. We don't care here. Okay. Written by Joanna Lewis. Okay. Okay, so Fluttershy leans in, and yep, that's it. Just Daring Dunn and Fluttershy leans in for Barrow. And possibly something in a previous season as well, maybe. I thought she was only writing for season 7, but now that I know that the only other one she's written for season 7 is Fluttershy leans in, she might have written one for another season as well. I don't know, but based on just these two, she's not the greatest writer. I'm just going to point that out. Like, she's good for writing children's chapter books, sure, but both episodes of hers have ended with characters stating a very obvious moral that we didn't really need to have stated outright, because any intelligent person watching the episode can actually understand what's going on. And both episodes have also had characters gripping that idiot ball pretty freaking hard. First, it was Fluttershy and the main 6 relying on other ponies to do what they could do themselves. And then for this one, it was nobody recognized Cavaleron for whatever freaking reason. Also, I'm just going to point this out. We've never seen in Daring Do's previous adventures that they cause any kind of, like, damage to an environment whatsoever. Mostly because in all of Daring Do's previous adventures, we've never seen her really interact with a lot of other ponies. It's kind of been implied that all of her adventures take place out in the wilderness, away from others, and really the only ponies she interacts with are, at least as Daring Do, are Cavaleron and his hench ponies. Yeah, it's kind of just been implied that. So now, though, we're kind of flying in the face of that, and we're saying that, oh no, Daring Do is well known to be real, and it's just that nobody knows that she and AK Yearling are the same person. So, okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, that kind of works. It kind of smooths out that thing in episode 14 where it's like, oh no, everybody already knows that she's real. It's just that nobody knows that she and AK Yearling are the same person, and nobody's really even met her. Some people doubt that she's real. They dismiss her as an urban legend, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? As for anything else in this, the Sphinx was interesting, I'll admit that. Also interesting is that it kind of, it incorporated an element of a Indiana Jones movie, the whole leap of faith thing. By the way, looking back on that movie, that was a really cool thing that they did there. They basically, for anybody who hasn't seen it, what it is was that there was a deep crevice that somebody had to cross, and there was no apparent way to cross it. But what they did was they jumped down, and turned out there was like this, I don't know what you'd call it, just like a camouflaged bridge that was made to look like the bottom of the crevice. It was made to look like the bottom of the crevice from standing on the one side. Standing on the other side, you could clearly see that it was fake, like it was disguised on purpose. But from the entranceway, it looked like there was nothing there. So to get across, you had to take a literal leap of faith over the edge and trust that there was something there to catch you in order to keep going. And they kind of referenced that with this episode. I wish they could have referenced it a little bit more directly, like have have it be that Daring Do and Pinkie Pie had to do that rather than bouncing across the freaking steam vents, which makes no sense. But whatever. What was the other thing that was really kind of cool there? I lost it. I lost what I was thinking about. Again, I am getting really bad at this. But no, like, overall, this was really freaking cool. The Sphinx. That's what I was thinking about. So yeah, as in addition to the whole bridge thing there, having the Sphinx ask the riddle and have the riddle be answered, but then have the Sphinx go back on that a little bit and be like, I'm going to attack anyways, only to have them impress the Sphinx by taking on a second challenge. Impressed slightly, enough to actually go ahead and keep their word. But yeah, like that was just pretty cool, because like in the original Sphinx myth, Theseus, I think, right? No, not Theseus, right? Was it? No, it was Oedipus, wasn't it? I don't know. All the Greek myths sometimes blend together just a little bit. But whatever. The hero who confronted the Sphinx and answered the riddle of man, what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening, the answer being man. When the hero answered that, the Sphinx supposedly just leapt off a cliff and killed itself. So in this one, it's more just like, no, if you don't answer it, I'm going to kill the guy or kill you or whatever. But if you answer correctly, I'll let you go. And then she was like, forget that, I'm going to attack you anyways. And then the pony is like, okay, a deal. I'll do whatever challenge you want me to do, and if I succeed, you have to leave forever. And the Sphinx is like, yeah, okay, whatever. We'll do it. And then she casts magic somehow. How did the Sphinx cast magic? I don't even know. Maybe it was freaking Discord in disguise. Who knows? But yeah, it was pretty cool all around. Just this episode was lacking some polish, especially in the second half, and just that idiot ball moment. I feel like it would have been really, really cool if they'd addressed it earlier on, but had it be that Cavaleron had fooled the villagers all so well. Like, here's the possibility, is that Daring Do's been trying to track down Cavaleron and trying to, like, actually put him in jail, or whatever they can say. Can they say jail in this? I don't know. Whatever. But she's been trying to track him. Well, no, they should, because, like in a 4Kids trailer parody I saw for Kill la Kill, they were like, I'm going to find the person who put my dad in jail, and it was ridiculous. But no, they should be able to say jail in this. So she's trying to track down Cavaleron and put him in jail, and she basically tracks him back to this village, only to realize that this is basically Cavaleron's home. And he knows these ponies, and here he's basically Lex Luthor. And they all love him. And he's been slandering Daring Do, and she tries to stop him, and she just ends up getting blasted with bad press. And so now she doesn't know what to do. If they'd gone that angle, but then had Cavaleron be discredited at the end of it in front of that entire village, that would have been... that would have actually been a way to draw interesting parallels to, say, Queen Chrysalis and the Changelings thing that happened. Come on, that would have been pretty cool. I'm just going to put it down to that Juliana M. Barrow is not a complex story writer. She's a moral writer, which can be good at times, but My Little Pony is kind of strayed away from the whole obvious moral thing. Now, that's not to say that she couldn't be a good writer under the right circumstances for the show. I'm just saying that for episodes, that so far the episodes that she's been writing for haven't allowed her to shine in any kind of way. If I could actually talk to her, I would tell her, okay, stop spouting off the moral at the end of the episode. We don't need that anymore. The people who watch this, they don't need that stated. Well, really, nobody needs that stated. It's kind of obvious without it being stated. So stop doing that. That would be my first bit of advice for her. My second bit of advice would be just go back through and ask a 5-year-old if they can see, like, hey, what would be the easy way out of this? And if the 5-year-old can come up with a simple answer, you gotta fix that. So, don't ask these other ponies to do it when the main 6 can do it themselves. Yeah, that's a good way out of it here. In this one, hey, that's Cavaleron. Yeah, very obvious. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what to say other than that to her. It's just she hasn't been doing a good job with these episodes, and I don't know if that's... I'm not willing to say that it's her fault at this point. At this point, I'm willing to say it's just that she hasn't been given the greatest thing to work with. I don't know how they select who writes what episodes. I don't know if it's like a hat drawing or if people volunteer for it or whatever the hell it is. But at this point, I would say that Julian Evanvero has not had the best of luck with the concepts that she's been writing. It might be possible for her to find a good concept that she can write and then continue in that vein of episode types in the future. But so far, not Daring Do, and whatever the hell that episode with Fluttershy was, yeah, that wasn't it either. So, it's not a bad episode. It's just that much like Fluttershy Leans In, it's middle of the road. Very, very middle of the road. And not just for this season, I mean like middle of the road for the show overall. Like this season on the whole has been spectacular. But that would, because it's actually middle of the road for the series overall, that would mean that, yeah, this episode is lower half, actually. Ugh. Whatever. I forgot to look up what next week's is going to be. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I don't want to know what next week's is going to be. I want to go in spoiler-free if possible. Yeah, that's not going to happen because I can't stay off freaking YouTube. But, hey, this was okay. It was fun. I was laughing my butt off for the first half of it, and I've talked for a while here, and it had some interesting stuff in it. It was definitely not as good as the last episode, but the last episode was in top half of the season, probably. So, yeah. Whew. So that was Daring done, and all of my commentary on it. Now I've got to go, and, yeah. I'll see you guys later.